Welcome back to another episode of Patch and Play. Today our patient is a small handheld vacuum cleaner from Nilfisk. It suddenly stopped working and is giving us a stinking red blinking LED. So let's open this up and see what we can do. The vacuum cleaner has a couple of screws on the side, and then we need to remove the cover on the grip, which holds everything together. Normally I refrain from using any metal tools so I don't damage the plastic. But I do lose my patience from time to time, and this device already has many battle scars. Okay, we managed to get it off, and now that the plastic latches are exposed, it seems pretty simple to take it off without damaging anything. If only there was a guy on YouTube who has taken it apart so we could see this mechanism before all the prying. Ah well, at least nothing broke off. We reached the core of our little vacuum cleaner, and you can see it's powered by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, I forgot the name, they're pretty popular, 8, 5, 6 something. Anyway, these are 3.7 lithium cells, and I used my multimeter to check the voltage. These three are 4 volts, about 4 volts, so they should be alright. These are a bit harder to reach, so I think I have to remove this PCB and then we can probably wiggle them out. This is a, let's clean it up also first because it's really dusty. Lucky for us, the manufacturer marked the PCB very well, so we cannot, because all these connectors are the same, so it would be easy to forget where what goes. I already disconnected the, what is this? Actually, I don't know what this is. Let's investigate. Where does it go on the board? I traced the 2 wires back to 2 pins marked jig plus and jig minus and quickly googled it, but I couldn't find any useful information. So I took this part out and it's definitely some kind of jack. It's like an audio jack, but way simpler. I have no idea what it does. I don't know what this jig means. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think this is what is causing this vacuum cleaner to fail. So let's clean up and unmount the PCB here. Just turn this so we don't have to. Yep, that's easier. Okay, so wiggled just enough space. I don't feel like taking this completely apart. No reason to do that, but at least now I can reach poles of the battery, of the individual cells actually. I don't have my tripod here, so it's going to be hard to film this, so you're going to have to trust me on this. Okay, all cells are 4 volts. It's not the battery, it seems. I think the next step would be to test the motor using my lab bench power supply. Apply 20 volts. Luckily, we know what is plus, what is minus. Shouldn't really matter with DC motors, it would just spin the opposite direction. So maybe the motor failed, but I doubt it. Okay, let's get some clamps and adjust the voltage. So connect the clamp to plus minus, basic stuff. Now I'm gonna put it like this, so if it spins, the air can pass through here, so the motor will not overheat. Now I'm gonna turn up the voltage. It's already, oh, there we go. So what is going on here? We have 5 cells, 4 volt, so 20 volt in total. The motor runs, but still the whole thing doesn't fire up when we switch on the vacuum cleaner. Now there are some fuses in between. So let's power the motor from the PCB, from the MT minus and the MT plus. This should work as well. This did work as well, and as a next step I decided to monitor the battery voltage when switching on the device to see if there was a voltage drop indicating a problem with the battery after all, or indicating a short somewhere. It's switched on. As you can see, there is no voltage drop when we switch on the device, it just blinks. So it could be that the batteries were dead, that from the moment you switch it on, the voltage would drop, but this is not the case. So what else? We have, of course, a microchip in here. Maybe the microchip has a problem. Maybe this is programmed to fail even. Anyway, so let's disconnect the battery power source from this board, so at least any microprocessor or microcontroller on here will be reset. I also see a reset pin on the board on the right, so we can always try that. I took the power plug from the board and I'm gonna wait a few minutes so all the power will drain from the circuit, and we can try and turn it on so it's like this. So any power there still in there is gone. I'll just wait a few minutes just in case. Okay, I reconnected it. I'll wait it another 30 seconds and let's see what happens. So this was a microcontroller issue. Now, I don't think that the manufacturer really meant it to fail or something, but I have some experience with microcontrollers, and yeah, sometimes the code that you write does fail or something goes wrong. So just by unplugging the PCB from the power, the chip resets and has to start up again. It has like a little bit of code that it runs, so it probably monitors the battery voltage and all the different cells. I've seen on the PCB that there is different connections for each cell, so the controller could decide like, hey, I'm not gonna start because one cell is damaged or voltage is too low to protect the battery. So I believe that will have been the cause for this, but I'm really happy that this works again now. So I'm gonna throw it back together and give it to my girlfriend. By putting this together, I actually saw a potential problem. This cable is pinched. This could cause the microcontroller to think that the battery is actually bad. So before I continue to put this back together, I'm going to make sure that this insulation is fixed. So I added a zip tie here, so at least this wire will stay out of the way of, I think it was pinched in this hole. But I don't think it was the cause of our problem, because this is just a voltage sensing wire. There is no actual current going on there, and I actually already fixed this a few years ago, so I guess I must have pinched the green wire and the screw hole over there. I'm gonna leave it like this. I wiggled a bit with the with the wire, it's still intact, it's still sharp. So we just have to be careful when we put this back together. Like everything, putting things back together is more difficult than taking them apart. Oh, yeah, I think something snapped into place. I'm trying to push the wires in so they won't be in the way. Now, shouldn't be any problem. Emphasis on shouldn't. Ah, there we go. Okay. Let's put some screws in. This is not the proper screwdriver, but this is the only one that fits in the long, narrow holes. Switch to a better screwdriver. Things snapping into place. Nobody knows it's missing a screw. Put this back up, a little weird interface. With the Nilfisk vacuum cleaner back together, we've reached the end of this video. This was actually shot more than 2 months ago and it still works perfectly. I'm not 100% sure about what was causing the issue, but I'm convinced the microcontroller needed a reset. The copper core of the damaged wire we encountered was still intact, but we can't rule out that the battery management was not getting any voltage from that one cell on the green wire. But still, it was probably just the software. In the end, all what matters is that we fixed it. We saved some money and we did a little something for our planet too, I believe.
Where did the screw go? It's not here. I don't know if it was there in the first place. This is annoying. Did my cat come in here and steal a screw? It wouldn't be the first time.